You're in the restaurant industry and you want to figure out how you can save more money. You're making sales during this downtime. You're making sure your staff is taken care of. You're making sure your customers are taken care of. You have your salary that you're paying yourself. So how can you save more money? Well, the most important area you can save money in is in the kitchen. We're going to talk about food costs today. We're going to talk about how we took a restaurant that did 55% in food costs down to 25% in 3 months. Here's how we did it. So initially, what we had to do is we had to install processes and systems in the kitchen. That applied to changing the kitchen around, making sure that we weren't over ordering food, making sure that we were portioning, making sure that there's one person knew the recipes for the food, and those 4 things right there what we're going to focus on. So let's talk specifically about restructuring the kitchen, right? So the reason you restructure the kitchen, so you want to make sure that everything is streamlined from the codes, from the walk-ins, if you were walking all the way up to the plating of the food, right? So that goes walk-in, cold table, or a table where you can do your fry batter and stuff like that. Then you have your well station where the food is, and on the other side is where we have our little sliding refrigerator for our food that we have prepped for the day. That way we don't have to go in and out of the walk-in every single time that we need food. So let's go. Dry table for fry batter, well for food. On the next side in the back, we have our sliding refrigerator for all of our food that we need for the day. 2, what we're going to focus on is portioning. As the manager or the owner, it is your job to make sure that every single plate looks the exact same as much as possible. To do this, you need to make sure that portioning is correct. How do we make sure that portioning is correct? There's a certain level, a certain number of volume that should be inside every single plate for every single item. All right, so if you have fries, let's say for us, we do 4 cups for 1 order of fries, right? That's a small. If you get a large, you get 6 ounces. If you get an extra large, you get 8 ounces. Sorry, 8 cups, 6 cups. For large, you get 8 cups. That's how we do our fries, right? Everything else trickles down from that. There's not one customer that's going to come in here and say, hey, I didn't get the same amount of fries. You know why? Portioning matters. It's also important to have the recipe book, right? If your kitchen manager is not here, your cook is not here, guess what? Your line cook should be able to say, hey, they should be competent enough to say, hey, I can make this food, right? All they have to do, go inside the storage room, get the ingredients, come out in the kitchen, whip everything up, put it on the line, it's ready for use. That's the 3rd thing. The 4th thing is having a good leader. You have to have a good leader in the kitchen or in the restaurant, period. If you don't have those 4 things, it's very difficult to go from 55% to 25%. That's how we did it. Now, in the coming videos, we're going to be a bit more specific for each one of those 4 things to show you exactly what we did. We're going to show you videos of how the kitchen used to be and videos of how the kitchen currently is. Well, not videos, but pictures. So we'll get into that later on. Those are the 4 things that you can do right now, especially during this slow period. We have been blessed whereby we haven't been like particularly slow. The only issue that we've been having is with our third-party vendors, and that has kind of put things in a little tricky situation for us. But we're operating on 63% sales revenue, and we're making it because our food margins are good. The other thing that we are making it on is because, right, the restaurant's being managed, right? Labor is 15%. You know, some weeks we cut it down to 12%, and then there's some weeks where sales go up and we're able to get it to 10%, right? And so our margins are really good. If you want to find out more about how you can get your margins from 55% to 25%, stay tuned.